Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. More of the Blood and Plunder Commander reviews here. We're picking on a couple more of the English ones that we didn't get to the first go around. So today we're taking a look at Thomas Spragge. And interesting one, another one of the higher cost characters out here. He is geared towards leading the Royal Navy or the English Pirate Hunters. So as you can see too from his abilities, definitely going to be geared towards fighting on the water, but he can still do some work on land as well, but good combination of abilities regardless here. So let's see what we get here. We get the brace of pistols and the standard melee weapon, so it's nice to have there. Really good command range of 12. 16, of course, would have been amazing, but 12 is still very, very good, especially if we're fighting on the water, pairing that with Commodore, which we'll get to in a second. And he does have the all-important third command point, so we're going to be well served with that. So with his abilities here, we'll start with very inspiring, which is better than just being inspiring. But very inspiring is phenomenal when you can have that on a character. Basically, all friendly units within the command range of the commander, so 12 for his command range. So if we're fighting on land, right, it's purely that. We get still a nice 24-inch bubble there. We can spread the troops out fairly far without having to be overly bunched up and only affecting a small part of the battlefield. But with Commodore, which will extend his command range by 12 on boats, that's pretty serviceable as well. It's a good chunk of real estate, and again, we'll have plenty of ability to command ships if we're running multiple ships, and again, not being too close is especially important on the water should we have to worry about collisions and maneuvers and things like that. And with depending on the wind direction and all that stuff too, so that can be pretty nasty, but very inspiring. Anybody within the command range may reroll any failed rally tests, so fantastic stuff there. And if we're giving out rally orders via command points too, right, we're getting another reroll out of that. Good stuff there, so we don't have to waste other resources in hopefully rallying our troops and keeping them in the fight as long as possible. We then have high standing. We don't see it too often, but we do see it now and then. So basically, whether the background of the ability basically is whether it's physical limitations and experience or arrogance, the commander doesn't move quickly or participate in acts of subterfuge. So if a character with high standing is attached to a unit, and that unit has either elusive or combinations of that, elusive, quick, scout, skirmisher, or hidden, right? So 5 different abilities there. That unit loses those special rules as long as the character remains attached. So just something to keep in mind. Now, a lot of the units out there will have at least one of those abilities. So just be very careful with which unit you are putting them in, and making that part of the game plan, and just being, again, fully aware that that unit will lose that ability. And there's always a lot to keep track of in a game. So when we're turning on abilities or turning off abilities with certain types of effects, it's just important that we, pay attention to that. Commodore, as we mentioned, basically extending his command range by 12. When we're on the water, so again, plenty of room to command multiple ships here, and really just a nice ability pairing that with his built-in command range, but then also having 3 command points to issue orders. So good stuff there. And then last but not least, expert broadside, which is better than just plain old broadside, which is already a good ability to have. So as we can see, he's really good on the water, right? With Commodore, expert broadside, good stats in general, then very inspiring, just making those rallies super effective. But expert broadside basically all the artillery during its activation can be fired simultaneously. Again, increasing our chances for crits, but the added bonus from the expert broadside is if you happen to roll a 1 for any crit hit or lucky hit that is scored, you get a reroll out of that. So, and again, it's nice because we're not having to waste a command point on that. We're not wasting like fortune or anything like that. Just anytime we get built-in rerolls in any game, really, but especially a game like this, right, where those types of abilities are always at a premium, and we definitely want to not unnecessarily have to, again, give up our resources when we could use maybe the ability to give other rerolls in other areas, and maybe those are more important. So just having that built in is great. It's essentially a free ability, right? So when we have that, we're just hoping to, again, get the maximum efficiency out of our broadsides and cause as much deadly damage as possible. So overall, just a fantastic combination of abilities here. Everything works in concert. I guess, if we had to say a downside, right, just be aware again of what high standing will do depending on the unit that you attach it to, and just be aware of that at all times as part of your game plan. So then it really just also comes down to do you want to run him for the Royal Navy or the English Pirate Hunters? Hit us up in the comments, guys. Let us know where you have had more success with in running him, and any games where you've also fielded him on land. Again, he's clearly a little bit more geared towards fighting on the water, but we do have those land battles too. So let us know in the comments your overall thoughts on Spragge and where you feel he's best and where you've had success, or have you come up against him and how has that gone? So thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll have more soon, and be sure to like and subscribe. We'll be back for more Blood and Plunder.